340 BC, Aristotle published a book called Books of Heavens or something like that, in which what he did is he published some of his observations which were drastically radical. At that point of time, let us take up the question to realize that thing. Suppose we do not know Earth is flat or spherical in shape. It was a question of that era when most of the people were assuming that Earth is a flat. At that point of time, somebody introduces that the idea that Earth is spherical with some confidence, and he is providing some logical background to it. It was already established that for lunar eclipse, the shadow of Earth falls on the moon. It was established already. That means in the time of a lunar eclipse, the Earth was coming in between the sun and the moon. So from sun, whatever light is coming, Earth is creating shadow, right? So moon is revolving around Earth. Let me show with a different color. It comes like this. Around Earth it's revolving. Now when moon comes out, so at some point of time it will be here. Let us say at some point of time it is here. Now the shadow, how that will be there? It will be in this shape, right? If a little comes out more, it will be like this, right? And a time will come when the full moon will be visible again. At some point of time the moon will look like this, right? Sometime it will look like this. Sometime it will look like this. And then gradually it will look somewhat like this. And then when it comes out of the shadow altogether, it will look like this. Now Aristotle studied this for years and years. It is said that he studied the same pictures during all the lunar eclipse for 10 years of his life. He studied this thing like that, it is said. There's no guarantee it's 10 years or 9 years or something like that. Let us say for a very long time he studied and he concluded it. See, this is the observation what he made. And from that he derived some logical conclusion that if Earth was flat, what could happen? Now see, this is what? This side is Earth's shadow only, right? This side is Earth only. Earth's shadow only is there, right? And here there is no shadow. Now the shadow is always, he observed that the shadow is always circular in a shape. The shadow of Earth which falls on the moon, this the white portion is the moon. The shadow of the Earth, it is, he observed that it's always circular in a shape. And from that observation, you will say, so what? From that observation, he concluded that since the shape of Earth is always circular, thus Earth must be spherical in a shape. What was his argument? If Earth was flat, at some time what will happen? The moon is here, the moon is here. If the Earth is flat, it comes in between this and the sun is this side. The light will fall and the shadow will be found here, right? The shadow will be found here. So how the moon will look? Half of the moon will be this side, half of the moon will be this side, and in between it will be dark. But this type of view he could never observe. And he argued that if Earth was flat, this type of view sometime will come, right? Sometime the Earth may be spherical, that flat sphere, let us say. It's a, not flat sphere, it's a flat circular shape, let us say. If that flat circular thing comes, it totally, no moon is visible, that's fine, this thing happens. But he studied it for years and years. So all the lunar eclipse he was observing all the time. What happened is, if the Earth was flat, then sometime this type of thing also will come, right? or some distortions will come, but all the time he observed that the shadow of earth is always being circular. And when it will be possible that the shadow of an object will be always circular in nature? Only when, if it is spherical. If you are taking a ball, let us say football, the one football is there, on that if you take one torch, you will put one torch, and what the shadow will be, what shadow will fall, the shadow will be circular, yes or no? And wherever you turn that ball, always the shadow will be circular only. And from these observations he said that since the shadow of earth on moon is always circular, the shape of earth must be spherical. Did you understand the importance of the observation? This observation many people were doing, but from that observation he concluded that earth must be spherical. Otherwise, what is the reason that the shadow is always circular in nature? There are many other strong arguments which the ancient Greeks provided to support that the earth is spherical in shape. Something like that. Let me give you another ancient argument of Greek. This argument also comes from Greece. Like, the observation is, whenever you look at a ship, always the sail tip, the top tip of the sail is visible first. Suppose you are looking and from very far in the sea you are looking, on the ocean, if a ship is coming towards you, first the tip of the sail is visible, and the top of the ship is visible first, and then gradually a more portion of the ship is visible, a more, little more, little more, little more. A point comes when the entire ship is visible. And the argument is why that will be so if earth is flat. If earth is spherical, then what will happen? From here to here, let us say it is ocean. And you are standing here, let us say. Now, आप जब देख रहे हो, जब शिप यहां होगा, यहां जब शिप ऐसे आ रहा है, ठीक है, जब यहां होगा आपको शिप दिखेगा क्या? देयर हैज टू बी लाइट. और हमें कैसे दिखता है चीजें? लाइट जब ट्रैवल करता है, अगर ये डस्टर से लाइट रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है, इट फॉल्स ऑन द रेटिना ऑफ माय आई and I am able to sense it, right? That's the way. Now there is no light can travel in between. अर्थ आ जाता है ना बीच में, तो ये तो दिखता ही नहीं, पर जब दिखेगा तब the ship must be here, right? Somewhere. here यहाँ और ship है. Now जब दिखेगा, यहां से आप इमेजिन करो एक स्ट्रेट लाइन, जब दिखेगा उसका टिप भी पहले दिखेगा, या सुन, उसका जो टिप है वो पहले दिखेगा, और थोड़ा इस तरफ आने के बाद थोड़ा और दिखेगा उसका, और जब ये इधर पहुंच जाता है पूरा शेप आपको दिख जाएगा, ठीक है? तो ग्रेजुअली जब इफ अर्थ इज स्फेरिकल तभी ये पॉसिबल होगा, राइट? अर्थ अगर फ्लैट होता तो आप जहां भी खड़े हो, ये जितना भी दूर होगा तो छोटा दिखेगा, पर कंप्लीट ही दिखेगा. कभी ऐसे नहीं दिखेगा कि इसका टॉप ऑफ द सेल मार्क हो गया, फिर ग्रेजुअली हो के पूरा दिखेगा, ऐसे तो पॉसिबल नहीं होगा. दिस वाज द ऑब्जर्वेशन एंड द आर्गुमेंट सपोर्टेड दैट अर्थ मस्ट बी स्फेरिकल इन नेचर.